And the team that obviously the Lightning played was the Adelaide Rush, who picked up back-to-back wins, and they actually move up the standings now back into second position above the Perth Inferno. They play that rink really well, the Rush. They seem to have got back to their game a little bit, GG, on the weekend, of what we sort of expect to see from them a lot of the time, and played a strong sort of forecheck. I felt they played a strong forechecking game, and then they were able to find, and they obviously had a debutant too of a fresh import who looks really good, but they were able to get back to their game and find the goals as well. Nat Ayres was outstanding once again.
Yeah, they were definitely a lot tighter defensively than against Perth. The last, when did they play Perth? Man, that was before the Christmas break, wasn't it? So they led up in that last game on the Sunday. They gave up 8 goals, and I think going back to head coach Joey McDougall taking last season out, if you look at the type of team that Joey McDougall likes to coach in 2019-20 and this season, it's that kind of gritty chip and chase, cycle game, don't give up shots, making sure that you keep teams to the outside. I think they did better this weekend than they did just before the Christmas break.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you thought of the Rush on the weekend, Matt, at all, from what you've seen.
Well, look, I think that every other guest has said it in previous weeks. The league is the best it's ever been this year. Goaltending is the best it's ever been. The offensive power, the defensive structure. It's great to see the game where it's at. And I know we're sitting there with 3 wins and 2 overtime losses on the season, bar 2 blowouts. And you're going to have those, right? But bar 2 blowouts, we're in every game. And the cool thing about our 3 wins is we've yet to play Sydney, who are winless. And those 3 wins come from each of those teams on top of the ladder. So every one of those teams are beatable. We've held our own against them. I think it's much more even than the current point standing gives it. I think that it's going to be an absolute battle come finals weekend. And I heard you guys last week talking, about previewing a final of the Inferno and Ice, but I think differently. So on that weekend, you guys know, in that single elimination knockout, you get behind a hot goalie, you get behind somebody who's feeling it, and it's different, right? So the season's important. It helps you peak at the right time, and that's what's critical is peaking at the right time. But the Rush, I think they're a great team. Have all the respect in the world for them. They're deep in goaltending. They've got some scoring prowess. It's interesting. You sort of look at the scoring leaders, and Melbourne's got a couple up there, but we're kind of in the middle. The Inferno have their couple up at the top of the ladder. But as far as depth scoring goes, I think us and the Rush are very similar in the sense we've got a lot of, 8, 9, 10, 12 point players, and we can run 3 lines, and we can do really well in that regard. So I think we're quite evenly matched. I think we actually match up really well against Perth as well. I think every time we've played Perth, we've run into the wall that is King. She's just been unreal, and in a lot of respects, every game we've played against them, it comes down to the goaltending. And when we've won, we've been hot, and when they've won, they've been hot. And it's such a tight, grinding game, owning the center of the ice. It makes for exciting hockey to watch. Like, we've definitely developed a bit of a, I don't want to say, we've got a bit of an edge against the Inferno. There's a bit of a thorn in us in the player sides going to play them. There's a different level of elevation when we play them, which is great. It just adds to the game, right? So I'm really keen to see what the finals weekend bring.